Sports Orbit. We make the world go round.
Hello and welcome to yet another edition of Sports Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. My name is Olawale Ayen and I'll be your host for today. I have in the studio with me, Sally Kuzman, Sports Editor, Leadership Newspaper. It's good to have you join us today.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
Of course, how far? It's good to have you join us today. That's the show.
Always a pleasure. And your prediction came true. I predicted 1-0. Predicted 2-1.
Yes.
Yeah. It's good that you remind us.
Did you bet?
I didn't bet. It's just so sad.
I've done the bet.
And
now would have
correct
sharing
score
money.
is supposed to be saying millions on there.
Unfortunately,
Well, unfortunately,
I never know that you have a good prediction.
Yes, absolutely.
Maybe you can call me the new octopus.
Why I said that we're praying for a draw, you say 1-0, and he said confidently that we're going to win by 2-1.
Yes.
And
Of course, it all went down yesterday at Cape Verde, where the Super Eagles of Nigeria actually defeated Cape Verde to ensure that they get a second consecutive victory in their quest to qualify for the Qatar 2022 World Cup. And at this point in time, the Super Eagles went down 1-0 and actually came back through with Oseme. And at the end of the day, there was an own goal that actually gave us that vital 3 point in Cape Verde at this point in time. How will you rate the performance of the Super Eagles?
Comment fantastic. I think it was a sweet victory, a very memorable one. That has given to say that yes, the Super Eagles are comfortably sitting on the top of the table, 6 points ahead of the second place, Liberia, who are now third point, while the Cape Verde and Central Africa have 1 point each. So that is very good, commendable. And then going to the next month, double header against Central Africa. So if we are be able to win those 2 legs, I mean, not underrating the Central Africa. If we are able to win these 2 legs, home and away, definitely we are in the next round of the qualifiers. So I commend the Super Eagles players for their fighting spirit, the togetherness. When they were 1 goal down, I thought that this is going to be difficult. And Oseme, like we said, it wasn't the game in Lagos was not his day. But yesterday, it shows the stuff he's made for. He was able to stand in the absence of the Hair Nations and the rest, and also the defenders and the midfield, those guys who stood there, to step in the midfield in the absence of the Winfred Bididi, Joe Aribus and Alex Iwobi. They didn't disappoint. The young guy, he just really put the people at the edge. They are also up to the task. Commendable for the Super Eagles and a thumbs up for them.
I want to get your comment on the goalkeeper, talking about Amadou Okoye. We saw that first goal that the Super Eagles conceded. It was at the same spot that he was actually standing. That was where the ball actually went to the back of the net.
I think maybe it was loss of concentration or sometimes.
Was he actually underrating the Cape Verde player?
I wouldn't really say so. Sometimes these mistakes are about to happen. Even the best goalkeepers in the world, every now and then, concede very, silly and cheap goals. So, like Salifo rightly said, when that goal was scored when Cape Verde scored that goal, I thought the Eagles have a very, very huge mountain to climb, and they did not disappoint. They rose up to the occasion, got the equalizer, and of course, some people were saying, okay, yes, the second goal was an own goal, but it's part of football. What causes an own goal? Pressure. If you're not under pressure, you won't cause an own goal. No player just decides to take the ball and hit it in his net. You must be under pressure. So it means they came under intense pressure from the superior firepower of the Eagles for them to have committed a blunder that led to an own goal. So good performance by the Eagles. I really, we talked extensively about this match, and I'm happy they came away with the 3 points. At the point, I was even like, okay, if they even come out with a draw, it will be good. But thankfully enough, they got all 3 points. We are 6 points, sitting on top of the group. Like Salifu said, once the double header, I shouldn't expect us to do anything less than 6 points. Once we grab all 6 points in the double header against Central African Republic, we are home and dry. And we'll be looking forward to go to the next round and wait for who will be pairing us with which is the most crucial stage of the qualifiers. So kudos to the Eagles for grabbing that victory away, which is very, very important.
And if I may add to it, especially on that goal that we concede.
Mm.
The coach should always try to talk to the defense. I saw that his lack of communication that caused that goal.
Mm.
They were planning to set an offside to keep
Offside trap.
Cape Verde offside
Mm.
try for the Cape Verde. And
Mm.
unfortunately, the Cape Verde guy beat them to the offside trap. So
Mm.
I think there's lack of communication, and
Mm.
that is why the goalkeeper get carried away and the ball has to pass through them. So sometimes, if you are trying to keep a player offside, you should be able to weigh in and communicate well with your partner, with your partners, not to set an offside and at the end of the day you may end up doing yourself.
I think we might still want to excuse the defense. You know, it was more or less not our normal regular first defense.
Yeah.
So of course there wasn't a clear leader in that back line.
Yes,
but these things happen.
But Kenneth Tomera is the most experienced,
no doubt about that.
in that team.
Yeah, fine. When last did these guys in the defense, when last did they play together? So like you said, those communication problems are bound to happen. You know, so I felt maybe there was lack of cohesion or something like that. They haven't really played together like that for a while.
Just
So
like we're saying, in the apart from Ahmed Musa, Kenneth is one of the most senior.
the most senior, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah.
Apart from Ahmed Musa, so that's why he has not been playing regularly. Also, so that he should also be able to serve to provide the leadership to the defense. But good as it been. That's why the one goal was we're not disappointed. And
3 points in the back. That's the most
everybody was
important.
excited.
Yeah.
I particularly never thought that they're going to win that match. All I was praying for, they should all just fight for
A draw.
so they give us additional
1 point. Yeah.
Okay. Yesterday, controversies everywhere after the match between Cape Verde and the Super Eagles of Nigeria because due to the fact that Ahmed Musa, according to reports, was supposed to be that match was supposed to be his 100 cap for Nigeria. But at this point in time, the FIFA, talking about FIFA, has actually come out to say it is not 100 cap appearance, it is 98 at this point in time.
What are we talking about here? So who does the counting? Is it the NFF or FIFA? So it means the NFF were not counting properly. Or does it mean even Musa himself? Because as a player, if you're playing football, you should know how many times you have made appearance for your country. So when they talk about the 100 caps, FIFA didn't come to say anything.
No, according to the report, they said that the action included the match that he played in the WAFU and the Chance.
But that's also an international appearance.
And according to FIFA, they don't have.
Okay, so must it be FIFA organized tournaments? Is that what they are saying?
Of course.
Well, if that's what they are saying, it's debatable. But the WAFU is an intercontinental event, even if it's not organized by FIFA. So I think if you play in the WAFU competition, it should be counted. Are you saying if you play, for instance, in the CHAN, for instance, will it be counted as an appearance for the senior national team? It should be. I think so. So there's
but
really
I have
somewhere.
something. To me, I have something a different view on this matter. It's not about say international cup. It's not more likely that every competition are organized by FIFA. AFCON competition is not organized by FIFA. It's a CAF organized event.
Exactly.
But the WAFU inflation we are talking about is WAFU competitions. Is it strictly played by the Super Eagles player, or is always played by the home-based player, or the second field player? I don't think
they always play by the home-based player.
I think the NFF sometimes the NFF's the statistics department should almost try to verify their record before coming out to see people to tell people either they are very excited that Ahmed Musa is going to play. But it blew me for sure. Though I may not be found. When they said Ahmed Musa already, I was a bit shocked.
Exactly.
I said, can Ahmed Musa quickly meet up to that 100 cap? But I started playing for somebody in 2010. I would think this sort of
roughly 11 years.
That's already got meet up to 100 cap. At the same time, if you look at the Yogos and the duration at which they play for the Super Eagles before they were able to meet up that 100 times. And Joseph Yogo, for instance, when on his day, anytime Super Eagles play, Joseph Yogo is his sure starter. He's always there. Unlike Ahmed Musa, but Ahmed Musa, sometimes 10 minutes in the match, and sometimes maybe he never play the match. But unlike Yogo, anytime Yogo is not around, it's not a team. There's no any match during this day that Yogo will play. And at the same time, Vincent Nyama, there's no any match that Super Eagles will play during his stars. One goalkeeper that he will not keep. So, and if you are counting a WAFU as international cup, as a national cup, as a cup, to to me, there's a mistake.
Suspect.
There's a miss. Understand? Because at that cap, you can't rate the World Cup competition that being treated as a senior level competition.
But at this point in time, how Musa is just about 29 years old thereabout. So during the course of, we still have a whole lot of time.
We think this qualifier can play.
Yes, of
definitely.
course.
So
the qualifiers.
The NFL shouldn't be in too much of a hurry to.
But the question yesterday the NFL president promised him 10 million. So what happened?
He got it.
And he got it, and he actually shared 5 million among players at this point.
So that's generous of him giving the 5 million to his teammate, and then
of course, he's the team, our governor, as they used to call him, the governor and all that, the captain, and the teams actually, the boys actually are very, very much. Let me use the word in love with him.
He's a love player in the Eagles. I mean, just like a lot of people among most Nigerian soccer fans, he's someone who is really loved.
Of course, at this point in time, we'll move away from football for now. We head straight to the one coming out from the sports ministry, where they have actually announced the date for a federation's election. About 6 national sports federations that are expected to hold their elective congress 30th of September this year, just about 3 weeks away from now. Those federations that have been penciled down to hold their elective congress are the Nigerian Aquatic Federation, the Nigerian Basketball Federation, the Nigerian Boxing Federation, Cycling Federation of Nigeria, Nigerian Shooting Federation, as well as Nigerian Table Tennis Federation. Those are the federation that the federal government from the sports ministry has given them the mandate for them to hold the elective congress come September 30th in Abuja. But I just want to ask, is it that the sports ministry will be the one to tell the sports federation this is where you must hold your election?
Well, when the minister when he dissolved the previous board of the sport federation, so he always gives that the election of the new board will hold this month. And keeping to that promise, they are coming out that they're going to hold the election this month, and in line with the international rule, and those who have already have their constitutions amended and ratified by the international body, they're going to be the one to organize their own election. Well, that is the sixth federation you mentioned, excluding NFF, Nigeria Football Federation, and the Athletic Federation, who have already have their own election and their leadership in place. But other federations who have not had their constitution ratified, federations like handball, bowling ball, mention them, others of them will have their own election, be organized in line with the guidelines provided by the sport ministry. But one thing is that I hope this will not lead us to another crisis. And I pray the sport ministries and the other officials and other managers of Nigerian sport should be able to manage this well at this time around, because crisis has done more harm than for us in a very long time. It has dealt with Nigerian sport a big blow. And I think this opportunity that he has given to us now, is for us to put our hearts in order and get everything done properly. But my word, in the basketball federation, I don't know most of the constitutions they are going to use. Because there's another constitution, there's a constitution being rectified during the Dijan Omar led board. There was a constitution, individual constitution, rectified by the FIFA Africa, and that constitution is in the process. And the best I understand about that constitution, the constitution was in the process, and FIFA give a directive that that constitution should be ratified by NOC to make some input and ratify that and to hold election in line with that constitution, which NOC did not yield to it till that crisis for 4 years. And at the same time, there was also a time the killer factions of the NBBL also came. They have another constitution also ratified by who's of the another different. So I believe I am pleaded and the Minister of Youth and Sport, if in his own wisdom and interested in having a smooth running of basketball in this country, he should call the factions together and ensure that they have a unified constitution that is being ratified by FIFA. Not everybody hold my constitution. Because if NBBF election is not organized in line with the constitution or ratified by FIBA, I smell another crisis looming in the Nigerian basketball region. For God forbid.
Of course, another crisis looming, but God forbid. But Alpha, I really wanted you to talk about this. The sports ministry telling this federation we hold your election in Abuja. Can the sports ministry do the same?
Other time,
Can the sports ministry do the same to the NFL?
No, you see, that's why the other time, severally, I've always asked, are these federations, are they departments under the sports ministry? No. These are supposed to be independent federations. So for a minister to come out to give a directive, you must hold your elections, you must do this, I don't think that's the way to go. These elections are independent bodies. Yes, fine, they get some sort of support from the ministry and all of that, but I don't think because you get support from the ministry and all of that, then the minister will come out and give a blank directive, for instance, hold elections and all that. Because they don't treat the NFF that way. So why is it? Because it seems that the NFF is like the most independent body when it comes to all of the federations.
Yes.
Exactly. So, but the ministry always tries to treat all these other federations like a department under the Ministry of Sport, which is not the way to go.
And if I may ask, why NFF seems to enjoy similar independence and all is because of FIFA.
Of course.
FIFA is an international body who have their own and standards, but
Yes.
other international bodies,
FIFA always frowns against. Yes, exactly.
Like the FIFA
always frowns against government intervention.
Exactly. But I'm sorry to say this, other Africa, other international, other federation, other international body always down to the whiz and color of government. And that is why those things happen. For 4 years, we are in crisis for basketball. FIBA could not come out and resolve this problem. Rather, FIBA was waiting for a Nigerian Olympic Committee in Nigeria to decide.
Something that happened to athletics.
The same thing that happened to athletics, yes.
So, but the way this
you
is
can't.
This election, the
something
way I'm
happen
looking,
in football.
it will even bring about more crisis. The way it's going, because that's how it is. More crisis will come out of these elections, and there will be more factions all over the place. Different federations.
We'll just hope that,
like in the basketball, there are many. I'm aware, many ex-international, renowned basketball players, former Nigerian basketball players, who have played this ball to the highest level at NBA level, who are ready to come back home to manage this game. And allegedly, people are trying to shut door against them. So those guys will not allow this to happen. If you ever attempt to shut door against them, it was no.
of course, crisis.
And we need them to come with their expertise and experience to improve our game.
Exactly. Let's just hope that the sport ministry will do what is actually necessary, and other stakeholders also, to ensure that our sport is not being punched into crisis going forward, because the Commonwealth Games is next month, next year. Olympic is just 2 years away. We have the African, All African Games just 2 years away also. So there's every need for the sport ministry to be at their best and ensure that our federation are not punched into a crisis. Away from that, we head straight to volleyball at this point in time, where good news coming in from Rwanda, where Team Nigeria, that I was talking about, Team Nigeria volleyball national men's team, they actually defeated the South Sudanese counterpart 3-0. In the first set, they won 25-20, second set 25-21, and the third set 25-19 for them to record their first victory in the ongoing African Senior Volleyball Championship in Rwanda. We saw them losing against about 10 times champion yesterday at Tunisia in that particular one, 3-0, and they actually came back to win South Sudan 3-0 straight.
Good one for them. Lost one. So when you lose like that, especially in the group stage, it's only right that in your next game you try to bounce back, which they've done. So I hope that this will spur them on in their remaining games to go all out. Yes, not really expecting that they will go and clinch the title, but at least let them put up a good showing, so that whenever they come home, at whatever stage they exit the competition, you can come home and start building on that.
Looking at the team that will be playing Ethiopia on Friday, do you see them, overpowering the Ethiopians? Because we know that these guys also, they are very good when it comes to volleyball.
Yeah, the Ethiopians are very good in bowling ball, and same same time our volleyball players they need to build on, just like Alpha said, they need to build on this victory. They lost to Tunisia, isn't it? Lost in their first game and now bounce back in their second game. Just which is the right ticket for any team in any competition. So if you lost your first game, then what will come to your mind? How are you going to be able to bounce back in the next game? You never, notwithstanding the strength of the opponent. What matters is that win your next game, and that will give you a morale boosting. Now they have won this one. That I think this will add to impetus to their strength and be able to whatever they can get the result against Ethiopia. Because after this, if they didn't get the result against Ethiopia, it's still a big blow for them. So they need to avoid any going to a classification game. Is to ensure that they win the next game against Ethiopia, and they need to do more because. For try and see the chairman of the critical committee of the bowling ball, the person of the standing ball, has invested a lot, has won a lot of bowling ball. So at least for crying out loud, the players need to reward him. And the only way you can reward him and impress him is to give him results. Well, this one has done. He has done well. And the only way to impress him and to show that what he's doing is showing is to give him results. Every time a man invested a lot of things and then you go international and you get disappointed, you are not encouraging him to put more money.
Just to let you know, Sudan lost to Ethiopia 2-3 in their first match. So I'll be hoping that Nigeria put up an impressive performance against Ethiopia for them to record the massive victory in that particular one. But for now, we'll go for a short break, and when we come back, we still have a whole lot of sport news for you before we end the show. But for now, don't go nowhere. Welcome from that particular short break. Where we go straight to the next story. We are going to CAF, where the CAF have approved 10,000 fans for Aqua United, CAF Confederation Champions League clash against Algeria's Boulezadi FC. That match will be held. Will hold at the Kosrula Pavilion Stadium. Talking about the next of champions stadium. Do you see Aqua United getting to get the required 3 points from that particular match?
Difficult, in as much as when it comes to Nigeria playing, in as much as they want to sound patriotic, but simply most times when it comes to club football on the continent, I really don't have plenty of hope when it comes to Nigerian teams. Whenever we play on the continent, we simply don't rise up to the occasion, especially when we are playing against the North Africans, they've always, time and time again, even history shows that the North Africans have always been problematic to Nigerian teams. So, and this is Aqua's, first time out in this competition. So, I really won't want to have too much of expectations, in as much as it's good to be patriotic. But truthfully speaking, I think I'll just sit back, watch the game, and see what comes out of it, because I won't want to put too much of hopes on this game.
Of course, this, if I'm not mistaken, this should be the first continental game.
Yeah, exactly. So
the onus lies on them that they should actually go down and represent the country.
Well, but like I said, North African opposition is always problematic to Nigerian teams. It's always been like that until Eyimba somehow at some point were able to break that jinx, back to back. But we always struggle against North African opposition, whether we are playing home or away. So
there is no how you're not strong if you are not doing the right thing. Okay, since the end of the domestic league, NPFF league, most competitions are United has played. Now you are going for a cup competitions, and your players are not active or are not play active matches. So what do you expect? They are mass rusty. So if they are mass rusty, and you can also to me, just like you say, I'm not excited about this match at all. If I thought they get the result, good for Nigeria. If they look at the result, I'm not disappointed because I'm expecting that they will find it difficult to survive it.
Yeah.
Since the end of the end of the NPFL, the Aqua United have been inactive in not playing any except because the normal team they are not playing competitive football. And I said that most of their key has left.
That's another thing.
Most of their key has left. So if they get a good result, thank God the CAF has come to them and given them the opportunities to have to
at least cheer them on.
Maybe the governor, the state governor, are able to mobilize these 10,000 fans to the stadium, use their strength and use their noise, and then to give the team some strength, and hopefully, for at all, let maybe at least they will get the result at home, and then we think what will happen on the way match.
Just to let you know that Victor Seme is expected to play against Juventus in this weekend Serie A clash between Napoli and Juventus after he actually won the red card appeal, because we know that he was sent off from the field of play against Venezia in that particular match, but he actually won the appeal, and he'll be actually going to that match with and blistering from having score a goal for the Super Eagles in the game between Cape Verde. So we wish him all the best. Paul Onacho wants to play in the Premier League. Review Agent Director. Do you think he has what it takes to play in the Premier League?
I think he has. He has the strength. He has the height. He's a bully striker. That's what you need to succeed in the Premier League, especially for a striker. He's almost a Lukaku kind of striker who can bully defenders, and so I think. The last transfer window, I mean, from even what the game director said, they really hoped that Oniachu was going to move on, but unfortunately, it didn't happen. But I really hope to see him in the Premier League, maybe come next season.
Come next season, we hope to see Paul Onacho in the Premier League. Before we go, December vote set for wingers, controversial 2 years, World Cup are planned. At this point in time, former Arsenal boss talking about Wenger, he's saying the World Cup should be held every 2 years and not every 4 years. What's your opinion? Do you think that is the right move for us to have the World Cup every 2 years?
But from the World Cup we have seen over the years, and World Cup is not a big competition, it's just a small competition. It's a very mighty competition that requires every planet.
A very special competition.
Having World Cup every 2 years diminish
completely
the values of the World Cup. Just like Olympics. I don't think we should entertain any advice.
In fact, that's why even UEFA as a body has come out to kick against it. So many top players and Conte, it will diminish the World Cup. What makes the World Cup special? Because it doesn't happen often.
Yes.
You have to wait 4 years. Yes. But imagine every 2 years.
But those the pro 2 years who are supporting the World Cup, I see that the 4 years deny some people not to have the privilege of playing at the World Cup.
Everybody can play at the World Cup. Everybody can play at the World Cup.
Playing
That's
at the
truth.
World Cup is a very unique
Exactly.
competition. That
It's
every
not-
player dream and
I
plan
even
for.
heard one
So having
coach
every
comparing it to the Champions League. I said it's not the Champions League.
having
It's a
it
different thing.
having it every 2 years
It's
will
not
diminish the fans of the
completely.
World Cup.
Completely.
But now it will congest competition.
That's what UEFA is. I even saying.
We have continental competition. Every
Exactly.
continental competition. So what will happen to
That's what
continental
UEFA
competition?
is saying. Now
If you
UEFA has the Nations League and all of that. So it's too much for the players.
It too much. Okay, after
Too
playing a
much.
league, you have to go and play the continental
Exactly.
competition. That means, for instance, now let me just come down. For instance, if you're having Africa Cup of Nations next year, every 2 years, next year, that means after next year, then next year you go to World Cup. Then after you come from Africa, and then next year you go to World Cup, and then you go and play for. It will be too much for the players. I don't know why. If he has nothing to do with it, it's not like he's sick of something.
Maybe he should come back to Arsenal and put his brain to better use.
Of course, at this point in time, I'm very sure Arsenal fans will not want him back at the Emirates. This is where we hit the brakes for today's show. It's been nice having you join us on the course of the show. Also, thank you, my analyst in the studio.
Always a pleasure.
Thank
And,
you.
on this note, I want to say I'll meet you same time, same station tomorrow for yet another fresh edition of Sport Orbit right here on the Leadership Podcast Studio. But for now, do have a good evening. Bye bye for now. God bless.